Now, let's just get going and see what's in this room. The harpy is about to be was fixed, so... Yep. Yeah, despite his roughness, Zero does have idealism in it. He always hopes that somebody would see things his way or something like that. He's been very severely humiliated. Indeed, that is the very actually understandable motivation of him. Yeah. Well, Zero's a robot. He most likely doesn't tire physical sense, only in perhaps mental sense. Or at least that's what I would think about him being a first, or actually 0th generation Reploid. So, well, what's up, Seal? Oh. Oh, so here's now some plot. No, Megaman X series depicts those Maverick wars. So it was a new weapon or tool made use. The game doesn't tell exactly how much population there was, but seeing that the Second World War, which is the most destructive war ever happened, and even if you would double the number of people killed during the Second World War with the most pessimistic views, you would still to get to something about, well, I'd say something about 150 million people killed, and that is about population of, or was it about 4 billion people during then. It's quite, and it's not even near the, I can't remember the exact number as well, but it's not even about, it's not even about something like a 1%. Yeah, actually, yeah, it would be something about less than 1% of 4 billion people, being about 150 million dying from 4 billion, so yeah. Oh, actually it would be more than just it would be few percent, not 90 and 60. So yeah, oops, and something's bad happening. Yep, that's him and his new toy. Yeah, he's got massive mass mind control system on. So now he goes to the old-fashioned kill everybody. Yep, he's got a bad amount of power and he's gone crazy. He's completely crazy about it with this evil laugh. Well, except Zero's immune to it, and Seal of course is human, so she can't be affected. Actually, it's seeing how crazy that whale is. It's more like history is at the end instead of being happening. Well, luckily X's software does have some use. Well, yeah, and X doesn't have a body. Copy body is been destroyed, and the original body is also broken and destroyed. So yeah, not much he can do. It's all about Zero. Yep, Zero is immune to that whale's mind control system because of being immune by obsolescence. Just like you could use some virus working for current generation of Windows, was it I can't remember what's the platform, and if you would use something like Windows 3.11 system, would be, at least I think, immune to that specific kind of computer virus. But still, apparently whale still has a habit of making use of no need to go to the cyberspace. This is more or less is the finale. So this most likely is the final episode of 03, and which, oh shit, forgot, spoke too much, didn't look. Yeah, spikes are deadly. But it can be quite obviously noticed that the Zero in this these two drop, making it possible for you to oh damn it, not like that. Oh, more like this. No need to do anything any fancy maneuvering. And these discs, or how you wanna call them, do just go quite simply. They don't drop you to the spikes, so there's no peril of that. And some of these, but I do wonder, are these those machines something like you know, less autonomous things in comparison to regular Reploids, which is to say replicant humanoid or replicated human? The game is a bit vague about how the Reploids are made. They basically are, well, artificial humans, but with quite most likely we see something that they can have many kind of forms and platforms, from anthropomorphic animals to completely humanoid, like Zero is. Zero is basically has all human appearances without any chop up something. But now I'm still going and hunting against. So seeing that they have technology to build artificial humans they most likely would also have technology to make various degrees of artificial intelligence, as in non-sentient security bots. But here's Whale. With the evil laugh. Yeah, Zero understands it. Yep, he's quite sadistic and crazy. They really went very far about in this to make the main villain to be about as loathsome and disgusting as it could be. Right, but those two aren't particularly well. They are frightening, yes. But there's nothing fundamentally, you could say, dangerous, especially when you consider fully upgraded Zero, which is able to chop them off real easily. But they just, well, so what did he learn except what's already learned is that the Dr. Whale is just absolutely batshit crazy. Oh yeah, of course I will. Oh, let's see, what might be the mission? Yep. No, we know where to teleport. So it's very close to ground zero, literally the place where Zero was resurrected. So let's just go there and see what kind of mess is there happening. And there's been all kinds of foreshadowings about Omega and Whale, and of course Zero himself. So it's very beautiful, even though this game is, you could say, a bit hampered by its platform it was made into. There's lifting tables and all that, but with some liberal use of double jump ability, there is not much to be worried about, except that don't jump too high and slice yourself to ribbons with the from the spiky walls. Otherwise it's quite short level. And of course now we have to go and face bosses more. So what does he say? Yeah, bug. If I remember right, I squished you before. And you got and how I did it. And I was much less unpleasantly powerful in comparison to you then. So you should be real worried about your own life. Like this. That's actually kind of sad. It understood its mortality right at the end. But these battles are not particularly, you could say, interesting type. So I'm gonna skip all of these, just because I just showed that, yeah, you have to fight all bosses before. And of course Zero also has now the head chip, which makes him regenerate his health whenever he stands still. So it's kind of powerful. And they're off. Mostly just gloated about you will never win, blah 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 blah. Boring. And they died. These rooms with all these little security chips, they are much less of a peril and more of an annoyance, especially combined with the ice. So it's time to bring out the spike chip, which, despite its name, makes you immune to ice physics, which, I was about to say, is a feature quite rarely implemented in games. That's something which makes you immune to some environmental annoyance or hazard. But plenty of things to chop. And all kinds of nothing too frightening pests to be about. But it's really wonder that or better say, how in hell would the whale be so hell set on hating so much of things? He hates humans and he hates Reploids. And look at that, and new room for boss refights. So let's see who is here first. Oh, you. If I remember right, last time there was an encounter, you got horribly killed, destroyed. I guess it's time to fix that little mistake. Yeah, you do that all that. Because your spinning around move doesn't even... Because your swimming around move doesn't damage me, it's not as powerful as it could be, it's just annoying. Yeah, same rambling as always. You can't win, even though I just win you, and I did it already before. And when I did it before, Zero wasn't as powerful as he is now. So yeah, time to skip again. There was lots of posting, which was worth of nothing. So even more about all kinds of little bit of offensive, and for some reason this later Mega Man X, or better say correction, Mega Man Zero game feels more less technically hampered by than the first one. I don't know what it makes it so, but it feels less technically crippled by its platform. Maybe it's because that they learned how to utilize it more efficiently. But it sounds like it's time to go and pick a fight with Dr. Whale, but most likely if with his lapdog, which I know will be here to fight. A big machine core with a screen. And no whale in sight, except in the computer screen, of course, posting. Yeah, Zero is not interested from any of the boasting and bragging and bullshit Whale intends to spew. He just wants to go and finish the job thoroughly. Yeah. Oh, that was a bit of a new thing. That crazy psychopath is a human, or at least was humans. And he is not creator of Reploids. That's bragging. So he's just a sociopath having a power trip with good old-fashioned mocker bias against Reploids, even though of course Reploids are sentient beings as well. Now that's real. Now Zero's going to be just not going very cold and effective. He doesn't see any really frightening, great, powerful villain in there. Zero sees just another psychopath with a power trip, and he's been disposing them for a long time. So he doesn't see anything really unusual. And now he's sticking his pet monster at me. Yep, Omega again. But it... Oh, damn it. But still the basic combination of use the swords and basic attacks. Sword and shooting puts him down quite efficiently. Because he actually has just the 2 attacks. Big sword and those hand beams. So, and he doesn't even do anything else except stand still there to be battered to pieces. So he, as much as boss fights can be, say Omega is much more intimidating looking than it is intimidating. Oh damn it! But I got it already. It's down again. It's just one mute trick, but of course it ain't over. So it collapses, explodes into a new, even more and bigger and intimidating form. A new Omega, capable of attacking with that kind of beam attacks, having that kind of beam attacks, and being vulnerable to the red thingamajiggery in its head. So it's time to employ a cyber elf named Han. Well, let's bring Han Marja. It cuts boss's life in half. So yeah, it's quite effective. So in its big form just goes down quite severely, but I'm gonna use one of my, actually not, my 4 sub tanks to make myself much more able. So this should bring out, put Omega downs. Yeah, second form of Omega down, so that should be the ending. Yeah, it had a big monster and a big other monster form. Slow, sluggish, but oh, what's this place? The circle is complete. Oh, what's that? Fake? A replica. So was copy X. By the way, zero him. Yeah. Oh, there. I don't think Whale is smart enough to upgrade Zero. But maybe he was smart enough to resort to factory default settings, which were to say absolutely unstoppable maniac. So, third form, which is not a giant monster, but Zero itself. So yeah, and he's got all the fancy tricks Zero in Mega Man X series had, and I must say that this is a damn good fight scene. But basically, you can quite easily fool him. He's very strong, and if you would be playing with the harder difficulties, he would be horrifyingly powerful foe. But the platform most likely doesn't work so well, because he's gonna be blown to bits. I guess the factory defaults were not so smart, Whale, because yeah, the original hardware ran quite well, but it didn't have the improved software or improved hardware of the fake version. Yep. Third form of the boss down. Omega, aka Original Zero. With the factory default settings. If I had to say, that was, when you look at the basic lore of Mega Man games and continuity, that was the most powerful and scariest thing in the entire franchise. Or Zero in its original factory default forms of absolute batshit craziness. Yeah, Dr. Wily was a very smart man when he made it, but the games have never made it clear that what happened to him. Was he killed by Zero? Hey, let's make a supreme robot capable of killing anything. Let's turn it on. Hey, it did kill everything, starting from him. Game has never made it sad, although I might find it possible. But yeah, that's actually real good. We have a big monster, bigger monster, and then something small and agile and nimble. Yeah. The hardware doesn't work so well anymore. Although Zero doesn't remember it. Yeah, so the Zero's personality was more likely uploaded to be purged from Sigma virus, but Whale just came and took his original body, maybe replaced the original body's place with a other body, just to if the purge was something that nobody present stop purge or call backups, and swifted that, and that was then later found, but then and just pressed the default reset to factory settings. So yeah, he was a very cunning and crafty man, is. So now he's just begging for the... Yeah, it might be fake or maybe even a cheap fake, but it's upgradable. Most likely better, or at least just as equivalent to the original after being upgraded. So yeah, that fight should be made much better with some bigger platform, like something like a 3D fighting akin to Bloodborne or something like that, with a insanely aggressive and enraged boss of similar type and then the player character. Yeah, that fucker is still alive. And Zero's complete brutal disregard for his bragging and boasting and yeah, I'm a human, you can't understand me being a sociopathic cunt is really good. That I just see another maverick then put down and dispose of you like any other. It's just so ruthless that I don't see anything really frightening, or say he does see something frightening, alright, frightening and to be taken seriously, but nothing really unique. Something just another maniac to put out of others' misery, which is you could say the most ruthless way you can see about the handling about some villains. I don't see anything impressive. Or is he a madman to be killed or gotten rid of? So, Dr. Whale has lost all, but still, Whale is still ruling Neo Arcadia, but he's lost the biggest trump cards he had, which is to say Omega and the 3 remaining Guardians have decided to fuck off. So, it's quite... things are looking a bit better in a sense. Yeah, and which also might explain why Zero is amnesiac, and the fact that yeah, these new bodies are upgradable, most likely even better than the original one, which might have had better defaults, more horsepower at default setting, but this one's got better software and definitely more horsepower once it's upgraded, or at least just as much horsepower. So 03 ends with very good way. It had plot, it had a good, really good, intimidatingly concept boss fight, although the platform didn't make it so as intense and frightening as it could have been of the platform it used. So this really felt that something that game could have been so much better than it actually was able to be done. So, but this ends this episode and 03, and there's just one more episode left in this 4-episode trilogy, which is how I see it. So, see you next time. See ya!